high pressure seeks low pressure. You have a high pressure environment under the hood and there's hot air. That hot air is going to rush toward that filter.
Do you want to try it? If I break it,
oh, no, I don't want to break it.
All right, guys. So I upgraded my air intake. I'm going to talk a little bit about that. Do a little cold start here. The engine bay looks a little bit different, and you know, I wanted to get rid of the S, so really it looks powered by RT, and I don't know, I like it. You know what, it's not a bad solution, but really what I want to talk about is this right here, the jammer, and I recently just installed it. By the way, guys, this is CTHellcat, formerly known as CT Charger. His channel is going to be in the description.
You finger it?
Oh, immature. You want to try it? If I break it,
oh, no, I don't want to break it. Maybe
get a more seasoned professional. Hey, Ted. Should be a hand model. I'm just messing with you. I'll tell you, this looks a whole lot better.
Yeah.
The jammer. It's been a much better improvement over the LMI intake that I had in there, and you know, the LMI was good. It was carbon fiber, that was great, but the problem was the piping was too big to go into that wheel well down there. Now there are some issues with this one, but this is the one that I'm going to stick with. The only issues that I have is you know, some air sneaks through here and down below there, but overall the temperatures have been drastically improved. So I'm going to kick it over to someone that's a little bit more tech savvy with explaining the importance of a cold air intake.
My first impression is hot air intake. The absolute total opposite end of the spectrum of what we want to achieve when we're trying to make horsepower. Any air filter systems that are not totally enclosed, drawing air from outside of the engine compartment, hopefully the front of the car or from underneath the car, anywhere where there's no heat, is the ultimate goal. So the cooler the air, the denser the air, the more fuel we can burn, the more power we can make.
So let me ask you, by having a setup like this,
yes.
what do you think horsepower wise I'm losing out on? Having
it's going to vary from day to day. You know, obviously the hotter it is, the bigger the problem is. You know, on cold days like today, there might be enough air movement through the engine compartment to keep it somewhat okay. You know, I think we want to be as close to ambient temperature. We live in a pressurized atmosphere, okay? And the best we could hope for is to grab whatever the lowest temperature air is at the moment, okay? The last thing we want to do is heat the air before it gets into the motor. So pulling air from under the hood with a filter hanging in the breeze is, like I said, it's at the opposite end of the spectrum of what you're trying to achieve.
So basically what you're saying is something like this is way worse than what the stock intake would
The
give
stock
you.
air intake is actually very good.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
it's a sealed air box. It has a port in the bottom of the air box that draws air totally outside the engine compartment. It's on the outside of the frame rail,
Yep. Okay.
and it's in front of the wheelhouse where there's air coming in the front of the grill and from underneath the vehicle and being pushed up into the bottom of that air box. So I would expect the stock air box to make more power than this under all conditions other than maybe a hood open condition.
Okay.
So most of the dyno testing you see, everybody's got the hood open. Well, sometimes we have to do that because, like in this case, our RPM sensor is a laser sensor. We don't use spark sensors. That's a whole nother subject, but this sensor picks up the engine RPM via a laser and a reflective tape on the balancer.
Okay.
So we can't close a hood in this case. If I was doing specific air intake testing, I'd mount that sensor somewhere else so I can close the hood and actually test it. For what we're doing today, you wanted to see how your car performs the way it is under the most ideal conditions, which is going to be the hood open.
Okay.
So we're going to baseline it like that. We're probably going to be changing out this air intake on my recommendation. To further extend on that, a lot of the aftermarket air intakes typically will come with some sort of a metal so-called heat shield. If that heat shield isn't totally sealed to the sheet metal work inside of here and it has any gaps, it will draw hot air from the engine compartment before it draws outside air. We live in a pressurized atmosphere, I mentioned earlier, okay? When the engine's drawing air, it creates a low pressure area around this filter. In the laws of physics, high pressure seeks low pressure. You have a high pressure environment under the hood and there's hot air, that hot air is gonna rush toward that filter when you step on the gas, even if you're rolling down the road. So it's gonna take the path of least resistance.
Okay. That makes sense.
So totally enclosed air boxes that pull air from outside are going to be the best every time.
So with the dyno, it's not going to tell the complete story because the hood is open and we're going to have the fan going.
Right.
And so, but if we were to drop this hood, the horsepower is going down.
I've done back-to-back testing multiple times. These type of, even if this had a heat shield around it. Okay. Open hood versus closed hood, 10 to 15 rear wheel horsepower loss as soon as I shut the hood.
Wow. There you
So
go.
people who are making these intakes and showing dyno, oh, we gained 15 horsepower. Well, they got the hood up. Shut the hood and it's gone. Sometimes they make less power. In this case, I would expect this to make less power than the factory air box
There you go.
due to temperature. Had extended pipe that went down through this hole and sent
Yeah.
the filter
So we were.
down there.
There's supposed to be an elbow, and it's supposed to go down that.
Right.
That. Yeah. So the longer the piping.
The longer the pipe, the more friction you have. So the air is touching the walls of that pipe, okay, and it's making turns through bends that creates friction and it slows the air down. So the longer the air intake pipe is, the less airflow you get.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
There's air friction.
Okay.
So shorter, larger, colder air are all things that we're trying to achieve with the air intake system.
What I like about air filters
What's that?
is that you can flip them around. Mine's an oval one, and it's an offset oval, so you can't like turn it around. Right? You take it out, the bottom's filled. Oh yeah.
I mean, this definitely does not do, like, it doesn't, you could still see that some stuff is gonna, you know.
I mean, the seals help a little bit.
Oh, look at this. This actually screws in. This screws in
okay.
there, yeah. There we go.
Oh, okay, so you get a little bit tighter,
Yeah.
tighter fit around.